Hey besties, let's throw some shade, honey. You ready to get into it? Hey besties, hey, happy Memorial Day. It's Behind the Shade. And I am back with my recap for the Real Housewives of Rhode Island, honey. It is season 1, episode 9, questionable behavior. And I have a question, besties. Is Liz on powder? Is she on that sugar booger? Is she on that coca? That white horse? Does she do lines? Because baby, her behavior was very questionable. But let's get into the episode, honey. So Kelsey calls Liz and tells her that Rosie freaked out because Liz was like, "Well, did you cut her hair? How did the haircut go?" She said, "Didn't even get there." She freaked out and she said, "I have beeped married men." And Kelsey says, first of all, she says she has only slept with 6 men. And I'm like, wait a minute, Kelsey, slow your roll, honey. I had to do the calculations, besties. I said, wait, Kelsey is 30, 31. She's been with John for 10 years. Assuming she has not stepped out on him like he does with her, that would leave her at 2021 with 5 other men. Okay, we already know her and Bill. Okay, so 4 other child. Kelsey, you are HOE, honey. You are HOE, honey. Yeah, you are. In my opinion, okay. So Kelsey says that Rosie has slept with 2 married men and she has never slept with married men. So she's the HOE. She says she has slept with the CEO at her old job and a basketball coach. And they got busted or whatever. And the coach had to pay her to be quiet. And that's how she got the money to buy her house. Child, Kelsey, you are so worried. You are too worried. You are so bothered by this girl's house. You are very, you are very bothered by Rosie. Goodness. And how you know all this? Who told you? But we all know Rhode Island is very small and everybody be talking. So child Rosie is at her home. She is spraying Kelsey's bad energy out of her house. She got some protection spray, honey. And she like, was she over here? Was she over here? Was she over here? Honey, she said her dog was traumatized. That dog over there asleep. Ain't worried about nothing. So the next scene, Ashley and Jared are hosting a trivia night at the coffee shop, which is called Audrey's. Alicia, it's Audrey's, not Aubrey's. Okay, it's named after his mother, Audrey. So they want to energize the place, give the buzz, get the people coming, they want to gain some more success because, as we know, Jared be stressed out, honey. He be stressing off of the business. So Rosie tells Ashley that she is not coming to trivia night if Kelsey is coming. And so she tells Ashley, how Kelsey pulled up to her house, sirens blasting, talking about she the house police and where's the 8,000 square feet. And Ashley asked, now, was she trying to be funny? And Rose was like, no. And so Ashley was like talking to us, talking about she had to be just goofing around. And then they do a flashback, and Kelsey is saying it was a joke. It was a joke. And it could have been, but the delivery was a little stern. It wasn't joking. It wasn't funny. It just wasn't. And didn't y'all just get through arguing on the boat? Like, you need to calm down, girl. And the girl said it wasn't funny. So we can't rob her of her experience of you, okay? So now Ashley wonders if she should invite Kelsey now. because she know if she don't, Kelsey gonna be mad at her. Well, you know, you know, child, at this big age, I would just have to tell Kelsey, real talk, I would tell her she got to sit this one out. Like, if you can't call her and talk to her, just sit this one out. And then I thought too, my first thought was invite everybody and let them decide if they're coming or not, right? But you don't want that in your place. You don't want that drama. You don't want that negativity. You don't want that negative energy. And so Jared pretty much told her that, you know, he just want people to come and have fun. And, you know, Jared tells her that they putting her in the middle and, you know, she's in a bad predicament now, but he's telling her to do what you can live with. And then on a third thought, Bess, is I'm thinking, well, maybe if you told both of them, I'm inviting you, the other is coming, and if you come and she comes, govern yourselves accordingly. Do not come to my event acting up. If you're going to come, be quiet. Don't talk to each other. Don't look at each other. Just be cool. If you cannot do that, then no, don't come. And that's what you got to give them your boundaries, right? Okay. So, yeah. So Rula and Alicia, they meet at the beach. And so, you know, Rula's like, she's not going to trivia night because, honey, she ain't going to be nowhere where Joellen is going to be, honey. She has to protect her peace and stay in her Zen zone. She is not fooling with y'all, okay? You're not going to keep telling her that her husband is cheating. Alicia just couldn't tell her, still can't tell her what she learned, what she saw in the video. They're walking along the beach. They see a friend who was real close to Joellen, but Joellen, you know, is a backstabber, talk about you. And so they're no longer friends, but I think they live close to one another. I think she said that this lady and Joellen are neighbors. And so I guess one of them asked, you know, have you seen Joellen? She was like, no, we don't do that one. No. Okay. So that went away. The girl went away and it was like, okay. So, so they were talking. So Alicia is talking to Rula because Rula is in finance. And so she was just talking about, you know, she tells Rula if she leaves Brian, she gonna be set up, she'll be fine, she won't be struggling because Rula has her own money and then she's married. So she gonna take some of his money. That's how it goes, girl. Alicia, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? You over there stressing, can't drive, can't work. Girl, you got to look up pleasing. You need to step your game up. You know, you are pretty much a bum. You are a bum. Like, what are you good for besides that? Okay. So Rula tells Alicia that she needs to get herself together because she totally relies on Billy. Everything. She brings nothing to the table. So if he leaves her, she will be left with nothing. I have nothing, nothing if I don't have you. Shout out to Whitney Houston, RIP. I know I wasn't on key, but I don't care. I'm just having fun. So Rula tells her to put her money to the side. I said, after 10 years, honey, Alicia should have some money. It just seems like her aunties, her mama, like they should have been gaming her up. This girl gonna say she used to save $10 a week. I said, girl, get off my line with this mess. Alicia, you just sat up with this man for 10 years and you don't have $1 million already to the side? Huh? What? I can't hear you. Girl, you better marry that man. You better do something. You got to step your game up. You're bringing nothing to the table, but nothing but crackers. Nothing but crackers. Y'all, why do I say it like her now? I was in the house talking about, I got to get my crackers. Okay, y'all. Let me get some water. Hold the line. Joellen, Kelsey, and Liz and their husbands and boyfriend, they go on a triple date. Kelsey's boyfriend Bill and I think Liz's husband, they golf together, so they have a relationship outside of the six of these people. So Joellen asks, well, what happened today? And so Kelsey's like, well, what did Rosie say? And so she said, Rosie called me. And Liz can't believe they talked because wasn't they just funking? So Joella plays both sides, is what Liz says. So, they call her the little banana peel because they can't really believe nothing she say. Because she, whoops, there you have it. Boom. She's one of those. She plays both sides. So Liz is like, well, I want to hear Rosie's side. So Joanna is like, well, she said something about she came over with some boom box or some speaker and she had sirens going off talking about she was the square foot police. So Kelsey says that Rosie said, she said you attacked her home and her character and, you suck ding-a-ling for a living. And then the men, they all found that to be funny, right? They all everybody but Bill. So she had asked him, and you guys, what is a slam pig? Because she called me one of those too. And so, on Watch What Happens Live last week, Rosie said slam pig is somebody you don't like. Honey, she played that down very well because I believed her. But no. They Googled it, honey. Slam pig means a promiscuous woman who's fat and ugly who only pumps and dumps. I'm like, well, y'all need to break down what pumps and dumps mean. But I mean, ran through. The men's can come and get it. She gonna give it to him. I would say a promiscuous means, she's out there and, she gives it, she has her legs open. She opens her legs to men. So Chelsea continues and then throws, she said, oh yeah. So she said, oh, then Rosie threw my things out. Girl, she also cussed you out and then she threw you out. You worried about your blow dryer. Baby, she threw out your shears, your combs, your clips, your capes, your purse, your jacket, your speaker, your bullhorn. So the ladies are wondering how trivia night is gonna go because Rosie says she's not coming and Kelsey wants to go. Well, off of these facts, it seems like it's gonna go well if Rosie don't come, but we know she is coming. This is a show; she has to come. If she don't come, she don't get paid. So then Kelsey asks the table, "Is it bad for your ex to pay your bill still?" So Liz says it's completely fine, because it's pretty much like a common law. And Kelsey and Liz are best friends, child. So Joella's husband, she asked, well, is he asking for anything in return? So Kelsey was joking and said, yeah, I gotta go blow him once a week. And they all laughed. Everyone except for Bill. So Bill is like, well, it's not his obligation and it's not hers to take from him, but because it's not his problem. And it's like, why are you even saying anything? It's costing you nothing. You got the girl. She got her own place. I know that bothers you, but Bill, can you pay her bills? Why don't you pay him then? Why don't you pay him? But remember, Kelsey wants to be free for about a year. Of course, he wanted to move in with him, but she wants to just try to get herself together, And we all know she even confirmed it for me because I said it last week. John said he gonna stop paying her bills if her and Bill get serious. I said, because Bill wants her to move in pronto, honey. So Bill doesn't want him paying her bills. And I'm like, well, you pay him, boy. Bills, bills, bills. Shout out to Dusty's child, honey. Can you pay my bills? Can you pay my telephone bill? Can you pay my automobile? Then maybe we can chill. I don't think you do. So, yeah. So then Alicia comes up with about her. Then Alicia comes up and about her saying that she was homeless. They all been knowing Alicia all her life, child, right? Everybody grew up. Joella's husband said his mom and her mom are best friends. Liz says she ain't homeless. She's not. So even Joella's husband says she not wasn't homeless. And I think their idea of homeless is you're outside living in a car under a freeway in a park, dirty, no baths, bumming money, walking around in a blanket. I think that's what they believe homeless is. And so pretty much she says, her dad took the house and sold it. So they were out of the home, had to move in their grandma's basement. That is homeless. It's a form of homelessness. It is homeless. Um, you could call it houseless. Houseless means you stay with somebody else, but it can still be homeless when you don't. Oh goodness, we're gonna get into it because it gets deep. It gets really deep, besties. But um, just my idea about it is you can't take from this woman's experience. Okay, she's been carrying this since she was a kid. Okay. It's considered, she has housing insecurity. Okay. It is a term. And it's like when you don't have a place to live, you're homeless. When you don't have your own place, your mom doesn't have her own place. When you're staying with people, it can be homeless. When you don't have your own address, your own lease, or your own mortgage, it's homeless. I don't get what they don't understand. I mean, Kelsey, she's homeless. Girl, all that man got to do is not pay the rent, and she will be out on the streets. She doesn't have her own lease, her own mortgage. That is not her permanent address. Kelsey is homeless. Okay. Let us move on. So it's trivia night, and Ashley is nervous, honey, because them two heifers gonna come and tear things up. Jared said, he will cancel if there's a fight inside his place. Okay. So then Rosie arrives. She looked cute in her blue, but I think the outfit was just a tad bit too big. Ashley tells her that Kelsey is coming, but she divided the group into two tables. So three of them will be at one and the other three at the other. Because Rula ain't coming, honey. She's not coming. So Ashley's gonna split them up. So then Joellen shows up, Liz shows up, and then Rosie tells them her side of the story. And I really like that Liz wants to hear and be in the middle and be, she's being fair, right? So Liz is wondering, was Kelsey being disrespectful, or was Rosie just not able to take a joke? And I think I'm child. It's like, does it? You're talking to the lady. She's telling you that your friend came up to her house all out of pocket, disrespectful, and you thinking it's a joke? No, you need to have some form of decorum. They just got back cool. Y'all not cool enough to be joking, kikiing, and ha-ha. It's not time. You don't know each other well. So anyway, trivia begins. They got the questions. Of course, the first question is, what is the name of the pig in Toy Story? Somebody was like, is it Piggy? Somebody else was like, is it Bacon? And then here go Joellen. I said it was Kelsey. Girl, what? Messy, messy, messy. And speak of the devil, in walks Kelsey, honey. She has on a sash that says "Slam Pig." Child, everybody's mouth dropped. I was sitting there like, my eyes got big. I'm like, girl, you are doing the most, okay? So Liz says she has a sense of humor, and it's just like, okay, girl. So Kelsey even tells Rosie, the word is nice. See, I learned a new word. See, you like what I'm doing? Rosie said, girl, we don't need to talk. We don't need to talk. And then Rosie calls her a sugar baby and a bia in her confessionals. And I just thought Kelsey was being disrespectful towards Ashley and Jared. Like, that's why you got to give people boundaries and set a disclaimer up. See, when I said besties, you needed to call both of them, like, girl, you better come on your best behavior. We ain't here for that mess. We got, because they had a good turnout, right? It was lots of people at this place. It was a real good turnout. And it was just very disrespectful that you come in here poking. You come in here poking. It's not funny. You're not funny. So Alicia goes over to ask Rosie what happened. Like, she wants, this is, okay, I spoke too soon. This is what I wanted to say, like how Alicia was being really fair. And just like, okay, so Rosie, what happened? And says Rosie has been picked on so much, she just wants to, her to clear the air. Like, so Liz tells Rosie that to remember who she is and don't keep proving your point. And it's like, okay, now when your best friend find out you over there rooting. Wait a minute. Liz, you just said that Joellen is a banana peel and she be flip-flopping. Aren't you flip-flopping right now in this moment, honey? So then they all gather at the table. And so it was like, so the question is, was she joking? And so Rose was like, no, she was attacking me and it hurt my feelings. Kelsey gonna say, your feelings are always hurt. Everything hurts your feelings. So Rose is like, shut the F up, dude. You come off as passive aggressive. As you try to break it up, because people are recording them, they looking crazy. They like, ugh. And so Ashley just gets all overwhelmed and overstimulated, and she just screams, who's tired of effing yelling and fighting all of the time? Because I am holy ish. Now, girl, you the one yelling. Joella gonna say, you're embarrassing at your own place, even. I was like, okay. So Ashley runs to Jared, behind the counter, and she's crying. He telling her, calm down, girl. Go in the office. Go in the office. You're ruining my night. Get it together, girl. Okay? So then Rosie and Kelsey, they go back and forth and back again. Ashley comes back to the table to apologize. What are you apologizing for? Girl, Kelsey walked in your place and disrespected you and, rubbing this all up in Rosie's face, just being disrespectful. You needed to send her home. So she apologized and she asked, can they stop with the drama? Girl, send them home. And that's how the drama ends. So Kelsey and Rosie keep going back and forth and back again. See, where's Jared? He said he was going to end the night. Why he don't put him out? Liz is hiding under the table, honey. She done slithered like a snake under the table, laughing, right? Kelsey is like, I will just go home. I will go home and I will have a pig because I don't give two F's about it. Oink, oink, MFer. It was like, what? Girl, wait a minute. Nothing required any of this. You the one walked in here with a darn sash that says slam pig. Okay, go oink, oink. We don't care. And why is you, you are being very aggressive and more disrespectful. Child, Alicia's under the table now. Ashley under the table. Joellen is under the table. And Rosie and Kelsey, honey, well, they still calling each other names. Child, they still, a plate falls because Kelsey trying to move the tables back to see who all down on the floor, why they down on the floor. And then Jared screams out, Don't pass away. Nobody passes away. It's like they are causing a scene. They are causing a scene. I heard somebody call somebody a loser. It was a joke. She's attacking me again. Bye, bye. Where's my purse? Where's my purse? They're like, no, don't leave Rosie. Rosie is leaving. She said, yeah, the click needs to stop clicking. I was like, okay. I love that one. She was like, I'm out. And she leaves. So at Alicia's house, honey, she gets her daughter. She wants to have a meeting about this money with Billy. She has her whole presentation ready, honey. Her daughter is her model because they want, she wants gear. She wants heart-shaped pizzas. She wants notes, love notes to be added to the pizzas. She wants the pizza box to be wrapped in ribbon for Christmas. She got all these ideas, the chandeliers, just all the things. Everything about Pizza Mama is because of Alicia. And I just don't get it how she's just still a bum. So I think she's trying to figure this out too. She's a little scared because she said, Billy is a businessman and he's a business attorney. So she wants compensation because Pizza Mama is her idea, right? And so she's giving him her little spiel, and he tells her, if something happens to him, her and her daughter gets everything. And so she kind of cut him off. And so she's like, well, do I something? And he was like, no, because he don't trust her with the business right now. So he's telling her, girl, I got it all figured out. I have a money manager that keeps us on budget, that manages our money. So she's like, well, I want 5% of the ownership. And he agrees with her. And I'm like, girl, you asking for enough? 5%? Child. So all of a sudden, this money and her future and not being married, it all leads to when her father took the family home and sold it, and they had to leave and go live in her grandma's basement because they were homeless, honey. I'm like, I don't see how this ties into today. You still homeless. You said everything is in Billy's name, so you still are homeless. I don't understand why you are just, I don't know how are you so comfortable? You've been living with this man for 10 years, 10, 12 years. Everything is in his name. You don't have nothing. You ain't working. I don't think you bothered by your daddy just taking that house. You're not acting like it. You should be a workaholic. You should be down there making pizzas, girl. So plus, you had 10 years to save. You was getting your money from him. You needed to be putting some money away. So now she wants 10% of his shares at the next location and she says she has to work. Girl, you need to do something. It's giving she's bored. The daughter is 9. She's just bored and needs something to do. And I'm like, girl, you better be careful. He got you. He trying to get you to start driving, so you're gonna have to drive to work. He got you thinking you're gonna be driving to pick up and drop off your daughter, but no, you're gonna be driving to them locations, girl. He finna put you to work. You want to work? Oh, he got something for you to do, honey. So the next day or whatever, Rosie calls Ashley and apologizes. She feels bad, blah, blah, blah. And then she invites Ashley to come to Rich's show. He sings Frank Sinatra, and he's going to be at some bar in Boston. You're thinking, ooh, Boston, but it's only like 45 minutes away. And Rosie says a lot of people, drive to Boston. They work in Boston and live in Rhode Island. And so Kelsey will not be in attendance because she will not be invited. I said, Rula ain't coming either. Child, what is Rula? What is happening? What is happening? So, child, over at Rosie's, they're getting ready for Rich's show. And he wants to know who's coming because he got to set up the tables. Not Rula, not Kelsey. Okay. So over at Joellen's, the girls are coming over to meet with her ride to Boston. So, honey, Joellen has made a charcuterie board and she got drinks to go. And I'm like, How are you taking a charcuterie board in a car? Huh? And Alicia said, why you didn't put this in some Tupperware? She said, oh, it's too late. Yeah, girl, you should have made 3 separate little boards in plastic with a top on it and handed them out. Girl, because you know, Alicia, all she wanted was her crackers. So they take this ride, Alicia and Liz. They meet up. Did I tell you, Alicia and Liz met up at Joellen's to go. So they discussed the drama and they saying that, Rosie was very bold and they both are very stubborn and la 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 la. So Alicia thought, she was in a safe space, honey. She about to bring up the talk about the talk she had with her mom about her dad. And so that now that Alicia is bringing up the whole house and the mom and the dad story, Liz wants to switch seats with Joellen. Joellen is sitting in the back. No, Liz was sitting in the back and she wants to sit where Joellen and Alicia were sitting, next to each other. So she wants to switch seats. Liz wants to switch seats with Joellen so she can look at Alicia. So she wants to tell her, look in her face, in her eye, and say that she wasn't trying to be insensitive when she kept telling Alicia that she was not homeless. And she was like, losing your home is not homeless. You wasn't living in your car. So Liz, brings Joellen's husband into it. But, no, I think actually Joellen has said something. No, I think Joellen did say, my husband said, and then Liz like doubled back to say, yeah, because your husband said it too. Gary said you wasn't homeless either. And so Alicia was like, my dad took my home. He sold it. We were homeless. We had to move into my grandmother's basement. So Alicia is heated because, she mad after she thought about it, how her friend, just robbed her of her experience trying to tell her that she wasn't what she is. Right? Because Liz keeps saying, well, your definition and the phrase of homeless is different. You're saying it differently than what, it's just you're not saying it right. So Alicia's like, well, I misplaced the word. Okay. So, but what I'm saying was I was homeless. My dad sold our home. And it's like, how are you going to sit here and rob somebody of their experience? If the girl said she was homeless, she was homeless. Liz, why are you being so pretentious? Why are you being such a narcissist? Like, why are you fighting this girl about this? Because you was there, you grew up with her. Girl, what is your problem? She's not homeless to you because she wasn't living in her car? What's the difference between a car and her, listen, besties, what's the difference between a car and her grandmother's basement? The same emotional trauma is there. Being ripped from your own bedroom with all your stuff. Now you don't have it. She probably left with just her clothes on her back, maybe 1 or 2 baby dolls. That's why that girl got a room full of baby dolls. She's a little traumatized. Let her have it. This is her experience. She was homeless. It's homeless. If you don't have a lease in your name or a mortgage in your name, it's not a permanent address. You don't have no mail coming to that address. It's not yours. It's your grandparents. It's your grandmother's. Your grandma had you living in a basement. Child, yes, because she don't live outside. Girl, like I keep telling y'all, Kelsey is homeless. Girl, get it together. So Alicia goes off. She said, you, instead of dissecting me and what I'm saying to you, you're supposed to be listening to me as a friend. That makes sense. Shut up. Let me have my moment. Support me in this moment. It's tearing me up. And you're adding to it. At this moment, it's like I see why Liz and Kelsey are friends because they be loud and wrong, just wrong, long, strong and wrong. And is that girl on some powder? I swear, I think Liz be on a snort. So anyway, Joanne tells Alicia to stop, like, cause she is getting rowdy, right? And so, child, so here go Liz. I said sorry, but you keep bringing it up. So they go back and forth and back again. All I keep hearing about dissect. Joellen got Alicia to calm down a little bit. And so now Alicia's crying. She got to grab her shades because she don't want y'all seeing that she's crying. Then they go back and forth and back again. Because now Liz is getting upset. She mad because Joella not taking her side. And she really feels like she was protecting Alicia's family. Like, I don't think her mother would like that she's out here talking about telling people that they were homeless. Like, she has a big family that's supportive of her. She could still be homeless. Her home was taken. What are you not hearing? Then she's like, well, the government said, I said, oh gosh. Liz, shut up. Now you just dumb. So Liz still taking shots. Joellen is trying to be the peacemaker. Liz's turn on her was said the best to her. Joellen tells Alicia, just have your crackers. Calm down and have your crackers. And that was the end of the episode, besties. It was pretty interesting. I said, gosh, we go from Rosie and Kelsey to Liz and Alicia. And then Liz and Joellen. And did you see the previews for next week? Honey, it continues. Liz is really going to let off on Joellen. Girl, besties, drop that in the comment sections and let me know what you thought about this episode. Whew, I have had a long, tiring day. I am worn out, but I had to get this out to you, besties. If you're new, welcome. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure to like the video. Hype my video, please. And we can continue the conversation down in the comment section. Besties, I'll be back with another recap. I believe this week it'll be Bell Collective, Birmingham. And then I believe, Love After Lockup comes back. Love After Lockup. It's Love After. They return on Friday also. So I'll be back, besties. Bye, besties.